Good morning. This meeting is now called to order. My name is Rena Frazier, and I am the 2021 Chair of the HART Litigation and Claims Committee. Welcome to the February 22nd, 2022 Litigation and Claims Committee meeting. The meeting format is hybrid. Quorum is physically present at the HART Administrative Office, 1201 East 7th Avenue, Florida Conference Room, and the rest of the committee members are participating via communication media technology. Please look at the screens of your devices. An image of the flag is displayed. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Staff, please do the roll call for the committee members and other attendees noted on the meeting notice.
Committee Chair Frazier.
Here.
Committee Member Kirk. Committee Member LeGrand.
Here.
Committee Member Smith.
Here.
Committee Member Wrights.
Here.
Jeremy Beasley.
Here.
And Mr. Norfleet, court reporter. And my name is Lena Pettit, for the record. Thank you, ma'am.
And Lena, we do have a quorum.
We do have a quorum, Madam Chair.
Rules for meeting participation are included in the packet. The next agenda item is public comment. And it looks like staff reports that no one is pre-registered to speak at the meeting. I don't see anyone here. Election of committee officers. Our first business for the meeting is the election of the committee chair for calendar year 2022. David Smith, HART General Counsel, will lead us through this process.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. It is that time of year where we need to elect our officers for going forward. And it has typically been the case that the chair has been the board appointee, the board member appointee, but the committee is free to choose otherwise. But what I would like to do is open the floor for nominations. Are there any nominations for the chair? Okay, nominated the current chair, Rena Frazier. Any further nominations? Not hearing any. The nominations are closed. All in favor of electing Rena Frazier as our new chair, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Congratulations.
Thank you. Did we have a vice chair before? I don't think we did. Okay. Thank you, David Smith.
You're welcome.
Next is approval of minutes. In section 4 of the packet, you will see the minutes from the Litigation and Claims Committee hybrid meeting from June 22nd, 2021.
I have a couple of changes to the minutes.
Sure.
They're mostly nitpicking things that, as I was telling Jeremy earlier, Sister James Christer would be proud of me. Haven't read it. I would recommend in the minutes, the second page about, and I'll give these to Lena afterwards. You can see exactly what they are, but the word discrimination says initial liability discrimination. I think that's determination. That's in, it's about 11 or 12 lines down from the top of the page. Again, the word move should be moves. The word claim should be claims bill. And on the last page, there's an as, there should be an and, a can should be deleted, as how should be on, and there's a little bit of a correction in that sentence that reads, she inquired how the agency ensures that a proper investigation is done so decisions can be made whether or not to settle a claim early in order to avoid litigation expenses, which is an as. The language is just awkward. So anyway, I've got your changes to make that a complete sentence. And that's it. And I'd recommend with those changes, we move approval of the minutes.
And those changes sound like they're not going to substantively change the minutes. Okay.
No, ma'am.
Do we have a second for the moving of the minutes into the record, subject to the changes that David Smith has suggested?
I would second that.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Staff, will you take a?
I think we need to vote.
Yeah, that's what, take a
Okay.
roll call for the
She
vote.
takes a roll call, okay.
Chair Frazier.
Yes.
Committee Member LeGrand.
Yes.
Committee Member Smith.
Yes.
Committee Member Kirk. Committee Member Wright.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Lena. Next is summary of action items. Mr. Jeremy Beasley, Agency Counsel, will introduce the topics of the action items. You are recognized, Mr. Beasley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. All right, during the closed session, the first item to be discussed, 5A, is authorization to increase settlement authority on liability claim number 830520. The next item would be 5B, wherein we are seeking recommendation to the HART Board of Directors to authorize an increase in settlement authority on liability claim number 895745. And the final item is 5C, wherein we will recommend the Board of Directors to authorize an increase in settlement authority on liability claim number 811763.
Thank you, Mr. Beasley. Next, we're going to commence the closed section so we can discuss these items. As Chair of the Litigation and Claims Committee, I'm announcing the commencement of a closed attorney-client session to discuss settlement negotiations or strategy related to litigation expenses. The estimated length of the attorney-client session is 45 minutes. The names of the persons attending are committee members, Committee Chair Rena Frazier, HART CEO Adelie LeGrand, HART CFO Loretta Clerk, HART Board General Counsel David Smith, and HART Manager of Risk Jason Wright, and attendees present will be HART Agency Counsel Jeremy Beasley and the court reporter. Is the court reporter here? Court reporter down there, okay. Upon completion of the closed session, the committee will return to the public portion of the meeting to conclude the closed session and take any action as needed. And Lena, will you please begin? I am hereby announcing the reopening of this meeting. Please note that transcripts of the closed session will not be available until after the litigation for each respective matter has concluded in its entirety. During the closed section, the committee formed consensus on the action items previously announced during the open session. Is there a motion to approve the committee action item authorizing increase of settlement authority on liability claim number 830520 as discussed?
So moved.
Second.
Lena, will you please take a roll call vote?
Chair Frazier,
Yes.
Committee Member LeGrand,
Yes.
Committee Member Smith,
Yes.
Committee Member Kirk, Committee Member Wright.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Lena. Is there a motion to approve the committee action item to recommend the HART Board of Directors authorize an increase in settlement authority on liability claim number 895745 as discussed?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Alina, will you please take the roll call vote?
Committee Chair Frazier,
Yes.
Committee Member LeGrand,
Yes.
Committee Member Smith,
Yes.
Committee Member Kirk.
Yes, and yes on the first one also.
Yes, ma'am, thank you very much. Committee Member Wright.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. And is there a motion to approve the committee action item to recommend the HART Board of Directors authorize an increase in settlement authority on liability claim number 811763 as
moved.
discussed? Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Lena, will you please take the roll call vote?
Committee Chair Frazier,
Yes.
Committee Member LeGrand,
Yes.
Committee Member Smith,
Yes.
Committee
Excuse me,
Member
yes.
Kirk,
Yes,
Committee Member Wright.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Moving along, is there any old business?
Yes, very, very briefly. I did just want to take some time to advise the committee as it relates to a prior matter that was previously brought before the board. That was a case that was being litigated. It was Safety Vision versus HART. That was a particular case in which we previously came before the board and we sought settlement authority in the amount of $575,000. Fortunately, we are here to report today that we were able to resolve the claim, and we were able to resolve it for significantly less than what we asked for. Although we were asking for $575,000, we have reached an agreement with Safety Vision, the plaintiff in this matter, to resolve the case for $500,000, with also us to return the remaining equipment back to them. So again, we are very glad to report that we got the case resolved for $75,000 less than what we were asking for.
Wonderful. And that's all done? Everything signed?
Yes, we have the full and final release. At this stage, we're just facilitating the return of the remaining equipment. But yes, this case is completely done.
Thank you for the update.
Madam Chair, I'm not sure if this is old business or new business, but I think it's appropriate to provide this committee a summary of the Surtax litigation. I would need to look back and see exactly what the board did. The board may have designated all decision-making to the CEO, which is fine, but I think at the same token, I know we haven't been talking a lot. I think it's important for this committee to begin to understand what's going on. If I could just briefly tell you.
Yes.
What has happened is initially they filed a new lawsuit when they named the clerk of the circuit court in the county of Hillsborough. They did not name HART, nor did they name the city of Tampa, nor any other recipient or holder of the funds. The lawsuit ostensibly was for the purpose of freezing the funds. So it's highly anomalous that they want funds frozen, but yet they don't bring us in front of the court. I would believe we'd be what's called an indispensable party, and we've not been made a member of the court. They then brought an action, that was the existing, they brought an action in Leon County because the county and the clerk moved to dismiss for failure to name an indispensable party, Department of Revenue. Department of Revenue is claiming venue in Leon County, which is where their offices are. That's what we call agency venue. However, there's a phenomenon known as local government venue. We, HART, City of Tampa, Hillsborough County, the clerk, et cetera, have the right to be sued in the venue in which they're located, which is Hillsborough County.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a motion to dismiss and to stay on the basis of the home venue argument, and to dismiss on the basis that we were not named as an indispensable party. The judge in Tallahassee made a very anomalous decision, in my opinion, as a trial judge. What he basically said is, if you're willing to waive your argument about DOR being an indispensable party, I will remove it to venue in Hillsborough County. But DOR has venue rights here in Leon County, so you have competing venue rights. I don't think that's quite what the case law says, but I won't go into great detail in public with that. So essentially where we're at now is the decision is to appeal the ruling that the trial court made. So that would be appealed probably to the first DCA, since that's the appellate court in Leon County. The alternative is and not waive the argument that DOR is an indispensable party. The alternative is to waive that argument and have it moved down here. I'm concerned about that, and as are the other litigants, because if you take DOR out of the process, they're not bound by whatever the decision is. So then we end up with them coming in from left field, asserting a claim that isn't timely being heard. So we're still trying to get the local judge, the district court here, to set up a refund process. And we had a hearing set that there was a question about whether it's properly noticed, so it's been continued. He has not set a new date, but we're hopeful that there will be a refund process set up in Hillsborough County, because if the idea is to get the tax back to the people who paid it, they're here, more of them are here, they're not in Leon County. And that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You want a process that's affordable and accessible to the people who made the tax payments, not the other way around. Our opinion is that the Leon County endeavor is primarily an effort to obtain fees for the class action lawyers. Not to say that they're not entitled to being paid, but nonetheless, we think the more money that goes to the taxpayer, and then there will be left over no matter what. The question will be what we do with that. But anyway, I just wanted you to know that the decision to appeal is, I think, a sound one, and one we're not a party to the case right now anyway. So we're kind of riding their coattails, but working with them. So I don't think we have to take any action, but I think it would be helpful if I provided a summary of some kind as to the procedural status for this committee, as maybe a predicate to provide it to the board. And I will not say anything that's confidential. I will not waive any of our privileges. And because it'll be a public record, obviously it'll be mainly the big picture. But anyway, I just wanted to make that available for this committee for the record.
Thank you, and that update is very helpful. I wasn't aware of that status, so thank you so much. Is there any new business? Hearing none, our meeting is adjourned.